for a Big Face coffee sponsorship, huh? Jimmy Butler? Yeah, a lot of visibility. It's nice. Also on today's show, Dak is back for the fourth day in a row. Why Nick has the Cowboys on upset alert. Meanwhile, Baby Goat also back. Why it behooves him. We have a strict no pun policy that I broke to end the quarterback controversy. And finally, Russ went 0 for 11. Yikes. Alongside Chris Broussard, I'm Kevin Wildes. Nick, how are you feeling about your favorite team, the Los Angeles Lakers?
Not my favorite team. They just employ the greatest player ever. More importantly, how do you not promote 1 hour from now, America, Kevin Wilde's upset alert? People have been setting their watches to it all day, adding it to their calendars. 1 hour and about 3 minutes from now.
Stay tuned.
Wilde's upset.
Good job. But we start with C-Mac to San Fran. Nick, you called this last week, Carolina fire sale. Panthers get draft picks. You get a second-round pick, you get a third-round pick, you get a fourth-round pick, you get a fifth-round pick. C-Mac gets the chance to play with one of the winningest quarterbacks of all time, Broussard.
Well,
Nick?
it's just true.
It's
true.
Do you like this trade?
I'm not sure, but before I even react to the trade, can I tell you guys something?
Would love it.
Because I'm talking to one of my best friends and a guy I work with. And to the audience, I'm so excited. So yesterday, Brew drives a real fancy car, and I've been jealous. Yesterday, I got a Bentley.
Oh, look at you.
Now,
seems like
it's
a
little...
A Bentley?
A Bentley. Now, it's a little used, and it breaks down some, and I paid a little more than what it cost when it was bought brand new, but there's a Bentley in my driveway.
Hey, it looks good.
It looks good, and it's going to be fun to drive. Also, I financed it. It's going to cost me a lot in the future, but I've got a Bentley, America.
Hey.
That's what the Niners just did. They got a Bentley in the driveway, and it's going to be fun till it breaks down. But that bill is going to come due. It doesn't make a lot of sense. A team that the whole idea of the Shanahan system is any running back, they now, in the last two drafts and now these picks, will have dedicated to the running back position 1 second, 3/3, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth, plus about $14 million of cap space. Listen, if they win the Super Bowl, Brew, it was worth it. If not, it's a disastrous overpay that doesn't really make sense. But it's cool. You have Christian McCaffery now.
It's really cool.
It's really cool.
Here's the thing, and I like your Bentley analogy.
Yeah.
You're super wealthy. That's the thing. And everybody's talking about the 3 picks, right? The second round, the third round, the fourth round. You know this. They got 2 compensatory picks too, for minority coaches leaving their program, going to other buildings.
But they don't have first round pick.
No, but they gave up a second, a third, and a fourth.
Yeah.
Now this year they'll have 2/3 and 2/5, not to mention later rounds. So they're really just kind of giving up a second.
No, that's not right.
Well, but it's not like they don't have any other picks this year.
Sure.
So I'm just saying they had so much, they could just kind of, that's why you get all these extra picks, because, hey, we might want to go out and spend on something. So I like it, and I hear you. But look, McCaffrey, this year is not much money they're paying him, less than $1 million. He'll be $12 million for the next 3 years if it ends up staying that long. And you know how great their defense is. You picked them to reach the Super Bowl. But offensively, as great as Jimmy G has been as far as success, they're only averaging, 20 points a game? They need playmakers around him. I like him, but I know he's a game manager, right? That's all he is. So you got Debo who can make plays.
Oh, they have the best weapons in the conference.
Kittle, right now, and I agree, Jeff Wilson Jr., whoever they put behind the quarterback, runs the ball well, right? Yep. But McCaffrey catches it out of the back. It gives them another weapon out of the back. Those little check downs, he might turn some of those into big gainers now.
That's a Jimmy G
So
bomb.
I like them. They're a lot better offensively. I agree, you got to win a Super Bowl. And even for your boy Trey Lance next year, that'll give him an ultimate safety valve, assuming McCaffrey's healthy.
Here's my biggest takeaway. You were a winner because you predicted that Carolina was going to have this fire sale.
Yeah.
But I think you lost a little bit here too.
Why?
Because one of your takes that Brew hates is that Kyle Shanahan does not believe in Jimmy G. You can't win a Super Bowl with Jimmy G. You can get close, but you can't do it. But doesn't this move make you think, Jimmy G?
No, this move,
we could go the whole way. Let me show you. I got a special graphic cooking. Here's the thing. If you win the Super Bowl, you usually add a nice player. And sometimes that person makes plays in the literal Super Bowl, like Odell did, like AB did. So to me, it's thinking, wow, the Niners really believe in this squad. You really believe that Jimmy G can get them there to the point that they're willing to give up 1, 2, 3, 4 picks to sort of carpe diem, go after it right now.
I think they clearly do. Right now they have the best weapons in the conference, without question, the best defense in the whole league. They're in a shockingly soft division. Shanahan believes in himself. They have all those things. That graphic, however, you said you have a really nice graphic. I disagree. I think that's a terrible graphic.
Dusty,
Sorry.
Dust, man.
Because there's a couple things that doesn't show you. One is a lot of those players were acquired for just money, like Odell Beckham Jr. There's no draft compensation given up. The other one is it does not include the long list of teams that also made mid-season moves and did not win the Super Bowl, which far outstrips it. So the thing with McCaffrey, forget running back value and his expense, all that. The other part of that with him is for all of college and his first 3 years in the pros, there were 86 games he could have played in. He played in 85 of them. He was incredibly durable and incredibly healthy. And then over the last 3 years, of 39 games he could have played in, he has played in 16 of them. And it is not one injury. He missed 6 games with a high ankle, then 4 with a shoulder, then a few with a thigh, then a hamstring, then the left ankle. That, to me, is concerning. And I understand Brew's point, which is even though they had traded the first-round picks for Trey Lance, they had these other picks. But just because you have a lot of those picks doesn't mean it doesn't hurt you to give up a second, third, a fourth, and a fifth, which is what they gave up. You can say that's like, I think it's called the surplus cost fallacy, not the sunk cost, but the surplus. Like because you have a lot, you think you can waste it.
But it's not a waste.
Well, no, but it is an overpay. And if they win the Super Bowl, by the way, the Rams overpaid for Von Miller. They traded a second and a third for 10 games of Von Miller. But the last 2 of those games were the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl that he helped them win, so it was worth it. My point is, if they don't win the Super Bowl, and or if C-Mac gets banged up as he has been, this is going to look like, wow, that's a lot of assets you've spent on a position that the whole idea of the Shanahan system is you can plug anyone into that position.
Well, anyone has worked, as I said, as far as running the football. But those guys haven't been as explosive catching the football as McCaffrey obviously will be. Look, I think it's going to help them. And he's been healthy this year. We'll give him that.
Yes.
Obviously, if he gets injured, it's a problem. But let me ask you this, because you had them going to the Super Bowl anyway. I think some of this, Wiles, is that he's got a meeting the Chiefs, of course. And now that they've added, when healthy, one of the absolute best running backs in the league, are you a bit scared that should your pick come true, Kansas City, San Francisco, that the 49ers will beat them?
The Niners are an improved team and right now this moment with McCaffrey. But that's anytime you put anything on the credit card, it always in the moment feels great.
Yeah, that's true.
It costs you literally nothing, and you have something you didn't previously have. So, of course, in the moment it feels great. What they have put on the credit card is, to me, a luxury because it's the running back, and Jeff Wilson was fine. Elijah Mitchell has been good for them, and I know, they've dealt with some injuries there, but guys will come back. And it's a luxury at a position you already, this year, spent a third-round pick on. Last year, spent a third and a sixth on. It's just wild. It's like the Panthers spent all those picks trying to find the right quarterback. But at least that's quarterback. To spend a second, 3/3, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth on one position, which is kind of considered the most fungible position in the sport, it strikes me as bad management, but if they win the Super Bowl, then it makes a lot of sense.
It would be sweet to give them a little package of plays this Sunday, wouldn't it?
And I think they will.
You think he's going to have a big role Sunday?
A little bit.
I think they'll have a package for him.
A little package.
Okay.
Just small.
Absolutely.
We're going to turn our attention to Cardinals New Orleans. Kyler threw 1 Cardinals touchdown. Andy Dalton threw 2. Interesting moment prior to those picks. Kyler politely telling his coach to relax. Here's Kyler after the game. Take a listen.
He's over there. He's sometimes, he's real animated over there on the sideline sometimes. So it's all, it's never, calm down. We're good. We're gonna make it right. We ended up scoring, so that was good. But yeah, that's all I was saying. Just chill out.
Calm down a little
bit.
Yeah. Something or nothing.
Look, I think it's something because if they continue to struggle, we know that Cliff Kingsbury is going to be gone. I don't care that he signed that contract extension. I think he'll lose his job. Kyler obviously isn't going anywhere. But this individual incident, I'm leaning toward nothing. And it looked bad. I get it. It looked horrible. It looked way worse. And we talked about Tom Brady yelling at his lineman yesterday. It made that look like nothing, okay? He's cursing at his coach, all right, yelling full throat at him. But this is something I think looks worse on TV than it is in real life. Wiles, I had an incident like this in college basketball. I yelled at my coach.
Swore at him?
Kind of like that. Yeah, I think I was swearing.
Oh, sorry.
I was at the free throw line. He called me out for not passing the ball, even though I got fouled. I was going to the free throw line. So I'm yelling at him.
It's 45 years ago.
I'm yelling. Well, that's when it was old school.
Put it in the pink
And you
basket.
really didn't yell at a coach.
Yeah.
But it worked out. It was fine. I ended up getting the coach's award that year.
Okay.
So I'm just saying.
But you're a good guy.
I think they'll be fine.
And you had a good reputation.
You're done with Kyler. Wow.
He's just a pain in the ass.
Oh, you're done with Kyler on it.
Listen, Cliff Kingsbury's a bad coach.
Okay.
So I'd be frustrated if I were Kyler as well. But we have a lot of accumulating pieces of evidence that Kyler is not the most fun guy in the world to work with. Do we not? I agree with you, Wilds, in bringing up, or whichever one of you brought up, I apologize. We have Brady yelling at his offensive lineman, and it will feel unfair if one guy gets a pass and the other guy gets attacked. But I also do think there is a difference between players yelling at players and the quarterback, knowing that all cameras and eyes are on him, walking to, not even like in the privacy of the defenses on the field, we're on the sideline.
These ones.
Yeah, nothing like that. But timeout, the cameras are on you, and you are saying it twice.
Yeah.
So it calmed the bleep down clear as day twice. And the one thing where I disagree with Bruce says, yeah, if it doesn't work out, Kingsbury will be fired. That's a pretty frugal ownership group. And they just gave him an extension. And they just gave Kyler an extension. And I could see them trying to say, you know what, guys, figure it out.
I think it's weird, man.
And so, yeah, I do think it's something.
Don't you think that if you were another NFL coach and, you're at that big coaches meeting, like, hey, saw you get cursed out by a quarterback.
It doesn't look
not
good.
like how many other coaches would be like, that would never happen to every other coach? Like
Head coach?
Head coach?
Yeah, because
Well,
we
there's
saw
some
Brady
it would
and Bill
happen
O'Brien get into it and kind of mother bleep each other.
But it's different with coordinators.
Yep.
It's
the head coach?
The head coach?
I don't know. Mac Jones come back this week. He might yell at Belichick if he's not helping him with that branding, Mac 10 stuff. I don't know. It's just what I'm hearing.
He would.
This is what I'm hearing. I listen to a lot of
think they
WEI.
can get
That's what they're
past-
talking
Do you?
about up there. Yeah.
Oh, you got the Nick Wright?
No, I just listened to it up there. Yeah, Marconi. Greg Hill won the Marconi Radio Show of the Year.
Let's talk Russ.
We're talking Clippers, Lakers, next. This will be a good one. Stay tuned. First things first.